Okay, welcome to your final exam in Foundations of Educational Technology. This is almost more of an activity than an exam, but I want to walk you through it so you'll be prepared before you get in there. You also have the handout that I sent that you may want to have in hand as you watch this. The first thing we're going to do is open a browser window and go to HIMAT, HIMATT.info. We'll go to HIMAT, and then I have sent you a password that and username. It should be I'm sorry, it should be EDTC5203 and then some number. They're randomly generated, and then your password that I sent you is going to be OSU and some number. And you'll log in using that username and password. And here's what you'll see when you log in is just a basic introduction. When you've read that, you'll click on Next. Now here's the scenario that I've given you. The scenario is that a friend of yours asks you why in the world you'd want to get a degree in educational technology. They really don't understand what the field is. Now the objective of this final activity is to do a lot of reflection on what you've learned and summarize it and put it all together. So put your answer to this in the form of your conversation back to this person, telling them what the field is all about. You'll just click in the white box, type away. Now you may want to compose in word processing and paste over here. You need to hit at least 400 words, but not more than 450, somewhere 400, 450. But you may want to compose that in word processing and then paste it over here, and then you'll hit next. You can't go back once you hit next, so make sure you're ready to go. Now, here's the second part of the scenario. Your friend looks at you and says, I still don't get it. What do you mean? What is educational technology? And so you offer to draw a concept map. Now, concept maps are very good for illustrating some concept or idea that people might have trouble understanding. So you're going to click on the Next button. And then here is a concept mapping tool. Many of you have used Inspiration or even Word or all different kinds of tools for concept mapping. This one's built into your web browser. You'll double click, and that brings up a box that you will be able to create a node or an item. Now, we want to create an entity first. An entity is a thing, and a parameter is a characteristic that defines a thing. So the entity we want to create, I'll just do my family. And it's a thing, so I click entity. Now notice it shows up as a circle. Parameters show up as a square. So here's my family as the main entity. Now I'm going to put in my husband as a parameter because he's part of the family, and notice he shows up as a square. It's not because he is one, it's just because that's how this tool works. Alright, now I made a link by clicking on the little triangle and pulling it to what I wanted to link it to. Now I can put a label between on the line. So let's put Dad on this label because that shows between the family and Chris's name, that's who he is. And he's that both ways, no matter what. And then I'll put, I think you have to put an annotation in here. Yeah, I think on this tool you do. Okay, so there's Chris. Now we need the kids. Excuse me. So we'll put the kids. And they are not small goats, they are actually humans. And they're an entity on their own, separate from this entity, so we'll give them their own. And then as parameters, we'll actually name them, starting with the oldest, because that's what you have to do. And we'll name the rest of them. Okay, now, your content on your concept map that you're going to be making is of course related to the scenario that you read. Now if I need more room and start running out of room, I can just click and drag this screen and move it to where I want. And again, I can make the connections between them. So follow follow the content, follow the instructions for the content. I can't remember my other kid's name. Oh, yeah, it's Cooper. And so follow the instructions, get your concept map made, and then when you're all finished with it, click next. Again, you can't go back, so click next when you're all ready. You click next, and then you get the final screen just telling you, thank you, great job, and you click finish. Once you click, you have to click finish or your stuff won't get submitted. So make sure when you're all done, you click finish and then your stuff's submitted. I'll share with you what comes out of this. Again, this is more a reflective type final than it is testing your content knowledge. But I think you'll enjoy the activity, and I appreciate your help with the research. This is a great little research tool, so I want to share with you the results after this. So get out there and get your final done, and thank you for a fabulous semester, and Merry Christmas.